press conference.
Yeah,
He's a Canadian guy. Yeah,
I'm sorry?
You've got a guy from Canada. This is your guy from Canada. So that's the other one.
Okay.
1A and 2B.
North Carolina, Ohio, Canada, and Minnesota, Wisconsin.
This is the Canadian dude?
Yeah. He's been with us all the time. Since we became the Catfish.
It's a tough time. That 18-8 loss last night.
Yeah,
Hell of a
yeah.
game.
It was a hell of a game, and you know, if anyone was going to walk it off for the Dodgers, I'm glad it was Fred.
Okay.
You know, he's
He
class
seems like
act, and he's a Canadian guy. His parents are both Canadians.
So some solace there.
Yeah.
Liam, Glenn Miller.
When's that?
I've seen my office.
Mile set? Am I all set?
Yeah, you're all set. All right. So yeah, do the stories from the Inside Pitch newsletter.
Awesome.
And
Yeah, I actually grabbed one.
I'm a former journalist myself.
Okay.
God bless you. What's your name?
Zach Wells, yeah. I used to
C-A-C-H.
CH, that's right. Wells,
Jump on over
holes in the bottom, water, holes in the groundwater in the bottom.
No, please, I want to be sure.
W-E-L-L-S.
W-E-L-L-S.
Yeah.
Like David Wells.
Correct.
Okay.
And Vernon Wells.
Okay. David, he was outfielder with the Blue Jays. Where were you a
David
journalist?
Wells pitched for Blue Jays.
I forgot about that. So where were you a journalist?
I worked for 3 years as a contract editor for Reader's Digest Canada.
Oh, wow.
So for the magazine, doing editorial work, and, you know, condensing books into articles and shortening long articles into short articles, that kind of
Yeah, I
thing.
remember when I was a kid, the Reader's Digest condensed books were a huge deal.
Yeah, I didn't do any of the condensed books as such, but sometimes we would do a feature article that was extracted from a nonfiction book. So I would read the whole book and pick out bits and pieces and stitch them together to make a coherent essay.
What do you do now?
Now I'm a labor relations officer for a faculty union for the St. Mary's University Faculty Union.
St. Mary's University.
Yeah.
Where in Canada is that?
That's in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So.
Wow. There are Nova Scotia teams that come down here every year.
Yes, yeah, they're my boys. I play with a lot of those guys in the same league, but I've never played on their team. I've subbed for them a couple of times.
So how do you get hooked up with these guys from Minnesota?
Well, this is my second year with them. The first year it came about, I had joined a Facebook group. Adult Baseball Tournaments was the name of the Facebook group. And Dan Hennon went on that group looking to recruit players. And I had kind of thought, you know, I had heard about Roy Hobbs because a lot of my boys were coming down here. I'd never been down. But I sort of thought maybe it'll be something I can do when I retire. You know, so it was kind of in the back of my mind. But then when he was on, I was like, you know what? I got enough vacation time. And let's just see. So I got in touch with Dan through that. And I sent him a couple of video clips of me playing, obviously carefully selected.
Carefully edited. Okay. Not AI generator.
No, they were legit.
Okay.
I only started playing again in 2021 after a 27-year hiatus. I played until I was 18, and then work and school and other obligations just kind of precluded me continuing to play. And got back into playing because my son was playing on a rec team in the local association, and that local association has a 2-team adult rec division. They play every Friday night at 8:30 p.m. in Halifax. And in 2021, I hooked up with them, and I started playing again, and it was terrible. But I kept at it, and I'm the sort of person who, when I get into something, I get balls deep into it. Pardon me.
We won't use that phrase.
Neck deep. I get neck deep into it.
That's better.
Yeah, editorial intervention there.
Right.
So I just started playing more and training more, and I train through the winter now, and I have a private hitting coach that I hired to help me out, and that kind of thing. So I've really improved my game over the last 5 years. And I had a really good tournament with the Catfish last year. I went 11 for 19 with 3 walks, I think, something like that. And by some miracle, you know, I have these freak genetics that kept me fit and skinny.
How old are you?
I'm 49.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a kid relatively speaking here, but I run almost as well as I did when I was in my 20s. So I can steal bases. I played 57 games so far this year, and I got 41 stolen bases. And my rec team doesn't allow stolen bases, so I got about 20 games where I couldn't even record one. So that gives you an idea of what I do when I do get on. This is my second year playing.
And my son here focused on the name. What do you assume you do? Like Catfish?
It's catchy, yeah. I mean, it was funny when I first told people, like I made a post on Facebook about being recruited by the Catfish to play, and some wisecrack came in. Are you sure you're not being catfished?
Yeah, that's an internet term.
Yeah, that's where someone pretends to be someone who
Okay.
they aren't in order
Okay.
to perpetrate fraud against them.
Okay. You guys are legitimately the Catfish, not pretend.
No, we're
And you're a baseball team.
and yeah, we're a baseball team, and we're for real. And we won't touch on the fact that a catfish is a bottom feeder.
And there was Dan was telling me you had a poll of the vote on TV.
Well, I wasn't involved with that because they have a hometown version of their team, the Carver County Catfish, and I don't live in Minnesota, so
Okay.
I've never had any involvement with
Yeah,
them.
you're a Canadian.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to vote in our elections.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, sir.
Okay.
My dad was actually born in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
His mom was from Massachusetts. The Atlantic provinces, especially the three maritime provinces, have always had very close ties with New England.
Okay.
But I'm not in any meaningful sense an American. I'm certainly not a citizen of voting.
Okay. All right, let me clear that up. Actually, off the record, after Charlie Kirk was killed, there was a Canadian guy who people said did it. The guy was like,
Well, anytime something like this happens, there's more stories than truth.
right,
circulating,
yes, all
right?
of it.
I mean, until all the facts are known, people supply their own.
Right, yeah, they said this guy from Toronto.
Yeah. No, and I mean, there's been all this economic tension between the
Right,
two countries of late, which is really unfortunate. I won't get into
No, we're not gonna
where
get
I
into that.
stand on any of that,
We're
because
not
that's
gonna
not what I'm
get
here for.
You're here for baseball.
Yeah.
We're not gonna-
Yeah.
And the Roy Hobbs Inside Pitch newsletter is all baseball.
That's right. That's what he should be.
Okay. And I talked to Dan, your manager. Every baseball fan knows about Catfish. Huh?
Yes.
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 So the team has no relation to that. But I told him there was another player named Catfish who made the 50s. Catfish Victims.
Okay, that's news to me.
Okay.
And I'm a pretty big baseball history nut. When I was a kid, I read all kinds of nonfiction. I had the big statistical Bible with like all of the players from way back to the dead ball era, and I would pour through it. I'm a little bit. I would say I'm on the autism spectrum. I got really obsessed with the
When I
stats.
was in junior high here in Florida, we had to do some big history project. Of course, I didn't want it in baseball. I found it in a box. It's 56 pages handwritten on baseball history. I got an A on it, but I was like 14.
That reminds me, when I was in grad school, I was doing a self-directed course that was lightly supervised by a professor who was actually a friend of mine. And so I developed all the assignments. I was supposed to write a bunch of short essays. I started writing the first short essay, and I did what I do, and I got deep into it, and I wound up writing 60 pages. And I said, Ross, I'm sorry I didn't really do this. And he said, I'll still complete the other assignments. And he said, no, you've done enough to me already.
So you got your master's?
Yeah.
Well,
In English and creative writing. Yeah, I'm a published author as well.
and what type of books are you?
I've published 3 full-length collections of poetry.
Wow.
I've published a book of essays on poetry. I have a second book of essays that has been sitting at my publisher's desk for several years now. They're hard to sell, so it's hard to motivate them to get it. My favorite poets, well, actually, one of my favorite poets has a strong Florida connection. I lived in Key West for quite a bit of my life. Elizabeth Bishop. Yeah, she was from New England, but also had Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island heritage. And also lived in Brazil. So she was like one of these really Atlantic coast people. So I've always loved her work. She's very, very precise and particular.
There was a poet named Donald Hall.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, wrote a lot about baseball, love baseball.
Yep.
And I know a couple of professors at local universities. I looked up in poetry. Hey, I know somebody who's
Yeah, and there's always been there's been a lot of overlap between poetry and baseball. And the two endeavors are both really defined by failure. It is one of my favorite poets, Irving Layton, said that writing. Or no, he said that it wasn't Layton. this was said about him. Anyway, I can't remember who said it, but writing a great poem is akin to being struck by lightning. No matter how good you are and how much you work at it, you still have to be in the right place at the right time for that to happen. So it's this confluence of perfect poet.
Marion Moore.
Yes!
She was a baseball player.
She
Sorry
was
to
a
interrupt.
huge baseball
Do you
player.
need to throw still or no?
No, I'm good, TJ.
All right.
Marianne Moore was actually a mentor of Elizabeth Bishop's. Yeah.
And are there any famous or good poems about baseball that?
Well, I mean, obviously Casey at the bat.
Yeah, Ernest Thayer.
Yeah. That's one of those poems that almost becomes anonymous. I wouldn't have been able to tell you the name of the author off the top of my head, even though I've read and listened to that poem.
There's an actor back in the day,
Virginia squad.
who made a living out of doing Casey at the bat recitation.
Yeah. And I've written a number of baseball themed poems myself.
Do you have a website for your phone?
Yeah, it's my pen name is Zachariah Wells.
Zachariah.
Yeah, so it's ZachariahWells.com.
Website. So it's a game close to game. What position
Yeah,
you play?
shortstop.
I was a shortstop back in the day, so I got too old to do that.
Oh, boy.
Good to talk to you. Maybe ask Dan if there's one other player, but actually a couple comments from.
Yeah, you bet.
All right. Good luck.
Cheers.